They fired me on a Tuesday. No warning, no courtesy, just a beige conference room and a decision already signed. HR slid the paper across the table like a death certificate. You're terminate, effective immediately, return all company property. The CEO leaned back, smiling, not cruel, worse amused. You're replaceable, he said, like he was reading the weather. I didn't argue, I didn't plead, I didn't remind them who built the systems they were standing on. I reached into my pocket and placed 12 keys on the desk. Metal clinked, clean, final. The CEO left, dramatic. Less than an hour later, my phone rang. His voice wasn't smiling anymore. Why is there an eviction notice on the building? I used to believe in this company knit the slogan, the people. I was there when the office was 3 rented rooms and a leaking ceiling, when payroll was late and promises were paid in handshakes. I didn't just work there. I stabilized it quietly, methodically. I fixed what others didn't even know was broken. The CEO and I used to eat dinner together after 14-hour days. We talked about growth, loyalty, legacy. He called me his insurance policy, said if everything collapsed, I'd still be standing. I believed him. That was my mistake. The betrayal didn't arrive loudly. It crept. Meetings I wasn't invited to. Access permissions quietly changed. A consultant asking questions only I should have been asked. Then one email accidentally forwarded. My role, my responsibilities, my replacement. Cheaper, younger, easier to control. They weren't restructuring. They were erasing me. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't rage. I planned. I reviewed contracts signed years ago, the ones no one bothers to read when they feel untouchable. I revisited emails, agreements, ownership clauses. I documented everything, every dependency, every silent authority I still held. I didn't sabotage. I didn't steal. I prepared to step away completely. The company didn't own what it thought it owned. They just assumed I'd never use that fact. The day they fired me, they thought they were closing a chapter. They didn't realize they were opening a file. Those 12 keys weren't symbolic. They were literal server rooms, vendor safes, maintenance access, and one key they never asked about, the one tied to the building lease. The CEO never owned the office. I did. Years ago, when the company was too unstable to qualify, I personally guaranteed the lease. Renewals were in my name. Payments came from the company, but control stayed with me. I warned the CEO once. Casually, he nodded, didn't listen. No one ever does. 30 minutes after my termination, I made one call, then I sent one email, professional, polite. Due to a change in circumstances, the lease will not be renewed. Formal notice attached. By the time the CEO called me back, security was confused, finance was spiraling, legal was reading documents they'd never seen. This has to be a mistake, he said. I said nothing. You can't do this. I finally spoke. You already fired me. They called me back that afternoon. Same room, different energy. The CEO leaned forward now, palms flat, eyes searching my face for mercy. HR avoided eye contact. Let's talk. I listened as they explained how valuable I was, how this was all a misunderstanding, how they could fix it. I placed a copy of the lease on the table, highlighted, signed with my name. Silence, heavy, real. You said I was replaceable, I reminded him. He swallowed. The fallout was surgical. Investors panicked, clients demanded answers. My replacement resigned within a week. Turns out confidence collapses without infrastructure. I didn't celebrate. I observed. They tried to renegotiate, to beg the landlord. The landlord called me instead. I declined. 3 months later, the company relocated, smaller space, louder walls, cheaper image. The CEO stepped down quietly. No farewell email, just absence. No, I don't feel anger. Anger is messy. I feel clarity. They taught me something valuable. Loyalty without leverage is just hope, and hope is expensive. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't threaten. I didn't burn anything down. I simply let go of everything that was holding them up. Justice doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. slides 12 keys across a desk, and walks away while the building behind it starts to empty. And that eviction notice. It wasn't revenge. It was the receipt.